You think that everybody shares your mindset when it comes to wanting to be successful, because you think everybody wants to have a certain level of success and has that mindset. You also think they have your drive. And what I've learned is that you got to cut bait with people because so many don't. You can have all the talent in the world. If you show up to practice late, leave early, all the shit. If I'm a coach, why am I spending so much time with you? You don't want it. You as a leader spend so much time to try to get them over the hump, or no, you can do this. And then what you find is they don't even do the exercises. They didn't do the open house that weekend. They didn't make, 2 hours of extra calls that week. Why? Well, so-and-so. And then what happens is these excuses keep coming up and you still keep trying. You're like, okay, but that's okay. Next week, let's do better. My philosophy is very simple. You get, I call them mental check marks. If you took time to sit down with me and we sketch out a plan and I find out there's no execution on the plan or very little, we're gonna try one more time. But that's the last time you get time with me. Because what I found is I would spend, especially, when you have people by necessity and not by want. And to clarify that is, sometimes when you're growing, sometimes you want to have people because it's good to have people. But the reality is if you got some bad apples in there, it actually hinders such a small audience of people that work for you. Well, as that grows, the people part isn't as necessary. And when we understand that, hey, my time is valuable here, you want to roll with winners that actually do the work. Those are the ones you look at to promote. Those are the ones that take the next level. And then you have those that are always talking about that they want to do something special and that they have these aspirations and these dreams and all these things. But when you come to find out, when it comes to the hard work, they won't do the hard work. And if you're not going to do the hard work, then I can't spend the time trying to coach you to be better, because it's something that I can't. No leader, this isn't an I thing, no leader can instill work ethic. You either have it or you don't. Talent, if you're a decent salesperson, I can get you good. I might not get you great, but I can get you good if you're average. If you're good, I can get you great. You're not gonna take an average salesperson and make them a full-blown superstar, but you can get them better. You can get them from being in the middle to the top 20%. Top 20% in sales is good. If we only had our top 20% and it was all the whole thing, it'd be a beautiful thing. Key is you got to manage the middle. I say that all the time. You got to manage the middle. The top doesn't need to be managed. They have the drive and they have the talent. They're good to go. Those are rare. The bottom, you got to cut bait. That's who we waste too much time on. It's like drinking a Red Bull and you're ready to go and then you don't want to do it anymore. So a lot of people pretend. There's a lot of pretenders out there. And being good isn't about having drive isn't just a 3-week or a month commitment. I see people that think they work hard and I look at it and I'm like, that's working hard, man. I don't, and that's a measurement of your own self. Some people think that working 6 hours a day and fully working 6 hours is like a full day. That was good because they were used to something smaller than that before. What was 4 is now 6. I'm working really hard. And the reality is they've just never worked real hard in their life. They don't know what that looks like. They don't know what that energy looks like, the drive looks like. But that bottom 20%, you got to cut it as long as there's been enough time. Now, if you can get people in the bottom 20%, if you can get some of them into the middle, then you can start managing that. But really, if you're talking bottom 10, 15%, and it's been a period of time, it has nothing to do with, are you trying hard enough? Are you giving them resources? Because here's the other thing too. We're all adults. If you see on the leaderboard that every month over month you're towards the bottom, if that alone doesn't motivate you to want to get better, to ask questions, if you're on the bottom consistently and you see the people that are on the top and you're not calling them and saying, what are you doing differently? Because if you're at a good team, I know at JMG, you can call our top performer, if you're towards the bottom, you can call any one of those top performers and they will spend as much time necessary to walk you through. This is how I do my initial call. This is how I tour. This is how I close. This is how I prospect. This is how I follow up with past clients. Whatever facet that you want to get into, they'll help you. The problem is they don't reach out, and that's indicative of their lack of effort to begin with. Not only do they not reach out to try to get more information, they're also not doing open houses on the weekend to try to hone in on their craft. They're the ones that sit there at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and say, I don't know what else to do now, so I'm gonna go to the gym. And they wrap their day. That's terrible. You gotta find ways to stay busy. And you can only spend so much time with these people. And I use this term as well a lot, like if you're a leader, stop defending failure. Like so many leaders sit there and they say, well, they're really nice. I don't care if they're nice. They're not performing, and it's not like they haven't performed for a month. They haven't performed in a long time. So like nice guys finish last in this phase. I'm sorry, like I don't care how nice you are. If you're given the tools and you're given the resources and you have every opportunity to succeed and you choose not to take these paths, that's a you problem. And we make excuses for that because we think they're nice. Oh, they're really nice, they're very sweet. I mean, good, that's great. But you as a leader are failing them because what you're allowing is you're allowing the fact that you're taking how you feel about them personally and attaching it to business. That's a horrible mistake. There's not a single person at this company that when I come through that door that I get into anything about their personal life at all. I do not care. This is not about personal. I'm not your friend, right? My job is to provide a safe, great working environment with great culture and a job that you like coming to work to. That is it. I don't care about your wife or your husband or any of that stuff because it's not my business. And I don't want to get involved personally because when you start doing that, that's when a bias kicks in. We're here as a job. This is a job. If you're a real estate professional, this is your career. So if it is your career and you're not going to take it seriously like it is, because the thing with real estate is, for real estate agents, it's like college. No one's telling you to wake up to go to the 8 a.m. You got to do it on your own. Same thing if you're an independent contractor. If you're an LO, if you're a real estate professional, no one's telling you, you got to get up at 8, set up your signs for an hour, put 30 of them out there, do that open house from 10 o'clock until 3 o'clock p.m. Do that on your Saturdays and Sundays when you're not showing houses, going on listing appointments. During the week, you got to do, no one's telling you to do that. You're the only one. And if you're in a position where you're on a great team that you can get these tips and tricks from, then even better. You have support. I didn't have support. I didn't have a team. I literally, the first day I went back to real estate was the end of 2009 when I got back into real estate. I had no money. I went to Realty Executives and I said, I want a desk in the bullpen because I liked going to work every day. I'm not good working from home. I didn't want that. I wanted to go to the office every day. $45 a month. I got my thing, didn't even give me a chair. No one was gonna help me. I'm on my own. Figure it out. And the only way you figure it out is if you get out of your comfort zone. When you go to the gym, if you don't know how to use the equipment, do you just not work out? No, you ask questions. What's this for? Guess what? Those people will help you. It's the same. You have to be willing to make the effort, but we spend a lot of time as leaders, a lot of time trying to think that we're gonna get this person better when what's really happening is they're taking advantage of you. You're not a motivational expert. Like, forget all that stuff. Like, if they're not in and they're not, especially if you're tactical, if I lay out some things for you to do and 8 of those 10 things didn't get done, that's a you problem. So how dare you ask for more of my time if you can't do those things? So many people, that's why like the Tony Robbins of the world and all these things, they go to these events, the Tom Ferrys, the Tony Robbins, the big coaches and all the things. When people go there, I'm sure Tom would tell you this. They go there, they get so pumped up, and Tom gets super tactical. That's what I love about Tom Ferry. That's why I think he's the best coach in the country, is because Tom's tactical. It's not like, hey, go be awesome because you're a winner. Like, that what is good, what good, and that's a lot of this stuff. It's a lot of conjecture, it's a lot of garbage. Like rah, rah, rah. No, get tactical. If you spend the money in 3 days and you go to a Tom Ferry Summit event and you leave there and you got your page of notes, that's fantastic because he gave you a bunch of ideas to improve your business. But when you leave there, if you don't implement that stuff, why did you even go? How many times have I said, Bobby, the people that start something and don't finish it, it's like the worst personality in the world because there's so many of those people. They have an idea, they start it, and then they never execute on it because all they are is big thinkers. Everyone's a big thinker. Everybody in this room has had ideas of a business they want to start or this idea. That's great. But you know what? Even worse, ideas are awesome. What's worse is you keep bouncing to idea to idea to idea and you get 10% done, 15% done, you never execute because it's hard. Like things are difficult. Nothing happens easy. Everyone wants a short path instead of just being like, I'm going to stay consistent. consistent, consistent, consistent. I'm going to do 5 million, then I'm going to do 8 million, then I'm going to do 12 million, then I'm going to do 18 million, then I'm going to do 25 million. Like, these are the numbers. It's not my first year, if I don't do 15 million in sales, I'm a failure. Or in my first year, if I do 10 million and the following year I don't do 50, oh my goodness, I'm doing something wrong. Consistency. Everything's about consistency. And if you put the effort in every year, you will get better, you will make more money, and then it's about how to grow and scale your career in the right paths. People sit there and, I mean, I see it all the time online. You see people that are just constantly just like always trying a new, like we see them. They're always in a new business or a new venture. Like, the world sees that stuff. You're a drifter. You're an idea person with no executable strategy. What I appreciate are people that person's been in that business for 20 years. That's a pro. And they're probably pretty good at what they do now.